With the Pantone announcing another color of the year and increasing influx of pink in our everyday life, not all design trends will be that peachy or fuzzy this year. Everything from the grunge comeback to futuristic themes are covered in this year's design trends. This video is an amalgamation of all the design trends that are coming to us in next 12 months. There's a lot to get through. I have done quite a bit of research. I do have my notes with me, and as it is a quite hefty video, let's just get into this. I have done quite a lot of reading over the last week, looked at multiple different articles. If you want to do a deep dive, go to my description of this video where you will see all the links that I have read through for this video. Let's set ourselves up for a good design year and start with understanding where our focus should be. I have looked at UX UI design, graphic design, interior design, product and packaging design, and there's certain commonalities of all these design trends. I will be popping up image references so you can see how these design trends are actually translating in a visual sense. So first things first, I want to start with 3D, as that's something where my design abilities lies the most. We will see an increase in 3D designs implemented in all sorts of other design categories like website designs, graphic design, as well as marketing. There has been such an increase in ads that are created by 3D, and I will pop some of the examples here now. It being increasingly more and more implied technology, not just to create animation and CGI, but also to create more interactive website designs, as well as being implemented more in graphic design, creating these 3D looking typeforms. It's been an increasing trend, and it's going to increase over next 12 months. Also, AR and VR technologies are becoming more and more of technologies that we imply in everyday life, like virtual try-ons, or certain parts of our education could be implied using VR technology. So that's something that has been on the rise and will continue to be in our everyday lives. But setting the futuristic themes aside, we also are continuing increase the pressure to companies to do well for our planet, and greenwashing is not as tolerated anymore. For instance, reading one of the design reports on packaging, it shows that having a bio written in the packaging specs, for instance, if it says like bioplastic, that doesn't necessarily mean it's better than just a regular plastic. So people are starting to move beyond just the general greenwashing that happens, especially with the big companies. There's been increased demand to think about how we tackle our sustainability issues. Another trend in sustainability topic is having sustainable luxury, which implies locally sourced materials for the packaging and reducing the packaging amount. For instance, instead of creating a full box, there's more increase in these like very sleek and minimal packaging, just like an outer shell, like a little label or something. I think it's actually a very interesting trend to see, to reduce the waste around that and production around the whole thing. While we are still on sustainability subject, another interesting trend that I saw popping up in various different articles is typography only graphic design trend. Why I mean it to be in the sustainability category. By having more streamlined graphic design that also can reduce the waste in production. For instance, having to print different colors and different gradients that can actually reduce the carbon footprint. So that's another trend that will be seen in terms of the whole sustainability topic, which is exciting. I am interested to see where this goes over this year. As sustainability is becoming more and more vital for our day-to-day life and our individual efforts to save the planet, this sentiment has exhausted us a little bit, and there has been a response to this crave for looking at the easier times when we were living in easier times as a society, and specifically looking back at like 90s, 80s, and even further down the line, 20s and 30s design, and how those designs have influenced us nowadays. They are brought back with a fresh twist in packaging design, in graphic design, and also in a website design to some extent. For instance, with 90s being when first technology became more mainstream and more used by general public, things as pixelation and pixel art is coming back full force. For instance, the increase in playing Minecraft, and I see even younger generations to be interested in this sort of pixel type graphics, which is very, very cool to see this trend coming back. Another thing that pops up in the interior design is to use quite rich color palettes in our interior design and steering away a little bit from the beigey sort of neutral colors, even though it is quite timeless. More and more people are inclined to have little pops of color or statement pieces in their interior designs, which is also that crave for coziness in our interiors. Instead of having these pristine, clean interiors, people are more inclined to have a little bit of a personality in their interiors and having one-of-the-kind sort of interiors that are being an increasing trend in this time and will continue to be increasing over next year. Another very, very interesting trend that I found in one of the design reports was the 20s and 30s revival in the packaging. For instance, the glass packaging is very prevalent in this trend, playing on different textured glass, like having the ribbed sort of glass that also increases our experience with the material and experience with the product that is within like a glass bottle, which again feeds back to our idea about sustainability. These type of packages are more precious and people want to reuse them or upcycle them. So that's another like nice bridge between two trends that we are going to see this year. Due to an increase of social media in our day-to-day life and the information that we are taking in on a daily basis, there has been an increase in trend called bento approach. And you might think of the Japanese lunchbox, and it's not actually that far away from it. Bento approach is essentially organizing your feed or display screen in these different sections that it is more comprehensive for you to take in the information and not being sensory overloaded by this information. There's still a balance that needs to be achieved in this approach, but this approach has been implied by a lot of tech companies. For instance, Apple bento approach has been going on for quite some time, and now more and more companies are getting on a bandwagon of the bento approach in our UX and UI experiences on the daily basis. Another place where I want to mention that bento approach has sort of seeped into our thinking is also interior design. We are more inclined now to have rooms that are purposeful instead of having an open concept, which is officially deemed to be outdated. So this sort of compartmentalization happens not just in our digital everyday life, but also in our physical spaces and environment, which is interesting to see. And I think we sort of saw that coming from 2020 with having our offices in our bedrooms and needing that separation between our entertainment and leisure spaces to our workspaces. And of course, before you start commenting, where is the AI trend? Of course, I'm going to mention this elephant in the room. AI is on the rise, and more people starting to warm up to the idea to implement into daily workflows and like making more customized experiences for people online. And it's something we probably won't be able to avoid. I don't want to talk too much about the whole image generative AI just yet. There's obviously a lot of turmoil going on about the intellectual property and opting out and into these machine learning systems. There's a lot that is going on, and I think like I need to have a little bit time and a little bit more seeing different sides of it before I can come together with some conclusion. I'm in the stages of research for a video where I want to test a few things out, so stay tuned. These are main trends that are gonna happen this year. And just to recap, so in a conclusion, the main trends that we will probably see this year is the 3D in all sorts of design categories. We will see a lot of sustainability efforts towards better future. We are gonna see a lot of like comeback of different decades coming back in with a modern twist. We are also gonna see more compartmentalization of design and information, and also our spaces. So these are like main sort of trends that we will see in 2024. As I mentioned, I will leave all the links in the description so you can go and have a deep dive yourself on each different category. I will categorize them for each design industry so it's easier for you to find the information that you want to find. If you found this valuable or interesting, please leave a like, leave a comment what is your favorite trend that is coming up. Also subscribe to this channel. I really enjoy doing these learning sessions and then creating these sort of series and videos for you in a digestible format if you don't want to spend hours reading design reports as I do. But yeah, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!